following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Call yourselves Title Town? Are you kidding me?
That's fraud.
It feels like a gray area.
Spoiler alert, Canada. Cup's coming back to the US of A.
There's way too much negative stigma attached to strippers.
I hate you guys so much.
My dog just shit his ass.
Hey, everybody. Happy Halloween. It is Tuesday. That means we're a little late tonight, but it's still another edition of Craft Brewed Sports. I am Mike. With me, as always, is Scott. Scott, how you feeling tonight, man?
No blackface costumes in the building. No blackface costumes. So I went as the black guy, as the white role. Hey, everybody.
Right out of the gate, you're earning one. Right out of the gate.
Race card.
I didn't want to waste time. Because I saw just before the show started, I'm like, I remember why I wear hats every fucking episode, because good God, look at that hairline. Holy shit. What an embarrassing ass fucking statement to make. But here we are.
Oh, man. Dude, Rexamillion said a house in his neighborhood handed out ramen, and that's genius. What a genius idea. 10 cents a pack, and you just get a boatload of ramen and hit it. That is a fantastic.
Kids don't even know.
That's a legend.
I wish I would have got handed ramen back in the day. Seriously. That's a winner's house.
Dude, I thought the house that in our neighborhood that was giving out the full-size candy bar was legendary. No, the ramen house, that
full-size candy bars are like, they're outplayed now. Like, I mean, everybody does that. Like, oh yeah, we didn't get it growing up, so now everybody does it. But ramen, like, nobody fucking does that. That's
everybody
fucking unique.
I'm sorry, did you say everybody does it? Because you know what we do? We do the big old bag of Child's Play with like the mixed Tootsie Roll.
I mean, back up, bro. I mean, everybody who's not like, like normal people, like everybody that wants to be extra for fucking Halloween. Because everybody who has the full-size bars, they're like, oh, look at me. That's right. I'm the one with the full-size bars. Remember my house. Nobody fucking remembers that shit the rest of the year. Nobody remembers that you were the one that fucking gave out the bars. You're just the mark that spent extra money that nobody else did. So congratulations. We love you, but also you get no extra credit for that shit. I'm just saying. Like, it doesn't change how the kids view you. You just spent more money than everybody else.
Man, I got a hard disagree on that, because my boys will be driving down the street in like July, and they're like, that's the house. That's the one. They put up the decorations. They give you the full-size candy bar. So
okay, fine. Fuck it. Then my kids are just goddamn ingrates, all right? They don't remember. They don't remember a GD house.
Your problem is you're surrounded by too many people who give out full-size.
Yes,
that's the problem. They're spoiled. My kids get one. There's one house that does it, memorable house. But if everybody's doing it,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess I live in an area where it's not a big deal anymore. It's not a big thing. I'm like, oh, you're giving out full-size candy bars? Nobody gives a shit, bro. Like, 2 houses down, they did that. Cool. Good for you. But I'm like, hey, this is the ramen house, Like, did you hear? Like, they're giving out fucking ramen. We gave out these little miniature 2-3 card packs of Pokemon. Apparently we were the hottest street or hottest house on the block. Like, everybody's like, oh, that's the Pokemon house. Like, I wasn't here for it, but I heard when we got back that like the kids were talking about our house. So there's that.
Do you ever feel bad for the people who, like, let's say you're the full-size candy bar house or the ramen house or the Pokemon house, and then you move and somebody else comes in and they don't know that there's this legend of the house. So the kids show up and they're just like, man, this place sucks now. Like, this used to be cool, and now.
Well, yeah, except for the fact that now there's pressure on me until I move. Like, now, like, what am I gonna roll out next year? Like, and of course, it wasn't me. Like, you think I was like, oh, you know what I should do? I should give the kids Pokemon. They love Pokemon. No, this is my fucking wife. Like, I'm just perfectly content with candy and like the fun size miniatures at that. of candy that I don't give a shit about because I don't want it in my house. Like whatever. I'm the house that gets candy just to not get egged. Don't want to set the bar too high. Don't want to be known for anything. But now, next year, it's going to be like, oh, you gave out Pokemon. Like, what are you giving out this year? I don't know. Like, not Pokemon. Oh, well, fuck you. Like, you gave out Pokemon last year. You're like, you suck. Like, there's nowhere to go from here.
That's what I find to be the hardest part of being a homeowner on Halloween is figuring out the balance of like, I'm getting decent enough candy to hand out so the kids are having good stuff, but also I want my kids to bring in better candy. Like, I don't want to be trading down. I don't need them going out like we're giving out mini Reese's. I don't want them coming back with Child's Play. And I'm like, God damn it, that we traded down. We just kept our Reese's instead of letting you go out in the cold and come back with this garbage. Like,
and I think Hershey's and the whole, like, the entire candy industry has that figured out. That's why when I look at these mixed bags, I'll be sitting there staring at them. I'm like, they know just what to combine to where it's like, this is the like mid-level houses, and these are the higher tier houses. This is the, you know, the houses that are hoping just not to get egged. Like, it's just the shit that's like good enough to get by. It's like there's chocolate in there, but nobody really wants it and shit like that. Like, and it's priced out too. I mean, like, I'm not buying the $30 bag of mixed bag. Like, whoa, that's for the people that are like, I can't quite afford the full size bars, but I can afford this $30 bag. And I'm like, there's those $10-15 bags of shit that's like barely passable. Like, hey, we had candy. Don't egg my shit, okay? Like, that's all I want to be is just baseline. Like, oh yeah, I don't remember that house. I just remember they gave candy, so I didn't have to give them a finger as I walked by. Like, that's all I'm hoping for.
Nondescript Halloween candy. Distribution. I
not the wax fucking, you know, wrapped in black and orange, you know, that bullshit that we got. Like, not that shit. Like, not the caramel chews that are like that'll rip your teeth out. Like, we're not
a bag of pennies.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the floss house. There's a house in our neighborhood that gives out floss.
Yeah. Or even worse. And you know, even worse, like, and I don't see it happen now. Like, we got apples growing up, or the raisins. You'd be like, does this motherfucker just put raisins in my bag? Like, nah, bro. You taking up space that candy could have occupied. You can keep your raisins. I'm just gonna go to the next house. Thanks, but I'm good. Take that shit back out my bag. Like, you should have just turned your lights off since you weren't home.
In all seriousness, back up for a second. What would you do if you're sitting on the front porch, you're handing out candy to kids, and some kid looks in the bag after you put it in and goes, nah, fam, you can have this back, and just hands it back to you? What would you do in that moment?
It depends on what it is. Like, did I give them raisins? If I give them raisins, I'm like, all right, man, you got me. Like, it's cool. Like, I respect. I appreciate that. But like, if I spent $30 and like it just happened to be some shit that you didn't like, I'll get your little fucking ass out of here. Like, get the fuck on, man. But you're right. I'll take my candy and let me grab a handful on my way back up. Like, I'm gonna take all of it. Fuck you.
Rexamillion saying, true story, I have friends that went all out, changed decorations every day in their house, and people in the neighborhood were disgraceful about it and finally bullied them to stop. They spent thousands of dollars on Halloween goodies, and the neighborhood was also ungrateful about it. That is terrible, man.
That's and that's the other thing. Like I said, like, people don't remember that shit. They're just like, cool, you did it. The rest of the year, you're just a house like everybody else.
We got Caesar joining us now. Caesar, done handing out candy. How you feeling, man?
What's up, Vankers?
Good.
What up, man?
Did you say bankers?
Yeah, Wankers, but in German, Vankers. Didn't they make Halloween? Didn't the Germans start Halloween?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know the history of Halloween, man.
Yeah, I like this shit though. Y'all are in fucking costumes, not like last year where I was the only one in a fucking costume.
Were you the only one in costume last year? What'd you go?
Yeah, I was Vector.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Direction and magnitude.
I do remember that.
Vector.
Well, see, we made up for it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Caesar, if it makes you feel better, Gabe said sick local hat. He's a
Thank
fan.
you. Yeah, this is another edition.
That brim is hot, yo. That's nice.
Slick
Shut
brim.
up, Chris, my barber. But yeah, this is another edition from, you guessed it, Grandpa's Closet. So he had it there hanging for me, and he was like, "Hey, gordo," they call me gordo, so fatty. Hey, dude, I was a big ass fucking baby.
Oh fuck,
bro. Like I'm telling you, like it came out of my mom, and they thought my mom was gonna die. Like on some fucking, what's that one movie? Rosemary's Baby, on some shit like that. Yeah, I was massive. I was double digits in weight and in length. Only if that fucking trend stuck around.
I mean, I hope you were
Goddamn.
double digits in length, because if you were born and you were 9 inches long, that'd be pretty weird, man.
Well, regardless, it sounds cooler when I say both. So yeah. Anyways, he saw it there for me, and he was like, "Hey man, I have another hat there for you." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And I saw this, and it said Laredo on it, and I was like, "Hell yeah, it says Laredo." And then it's got like this fucking Arizona.
The brim is so bad.
Yeah,
on that
I
one.
think it's
Yeah,
also on the
nice.
it's on the little.
Oh, they got it on the button too.
Yeah, it's on the kit.
The button has the
that's
same.
nice. That's
the
next
same
level.
design.
Yeah, so shout out
is-
my grandpa. It was a little. You can still see a little bit of the wrinkles. I steamed it, and I had to
Clean
clean it.
Construction Incorporated in Laredo.
Yeah, whoever the fuck these motherfuckers are. Thank you for
Haven't-
making great hats.
Haven't been in business since 1983.
Dude, so many of those fucking hats don't exist anymore. Like Cavazos Construction, dead.
It's badass, man. Rex
you.
Million says we need to bring Abuelo on the show.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to, but he'd be like, "What the fuck is this shit? Who the fuck am I talking to? What y'all motherfuckers do?"
That would make it so much better.
I was gonna
Just
say
him
that would make it even
huge-
better.
I'm gonna be like, I have to preface it. He doesn't know what the concept of a podcast is. He thinks Joe Rogan comes on like at a certain hour on TV. Like he does not know. He does not know the concept of a podcast. I'm like, "Hey, Grandpa, I gotta be like, hey, like, for grad school, they want me to interview someone important in my life. So, you want to come on and help me real quick?" Yeah, sure. I mean, fuck it. I'm telling you, he's the most like Western sounding Mexican I've ever met in my life. Like, he'll go from "well, I be damned, chingao estos pendejos." I'm like, yeah, bro. One moment he sounds like an ICE agent, the next moment it sounds like who's ICE is detaining. It's beautiful.
That is amazing. Well, listen, everybody. Now that Caesar's here, we've got an awesome show for you tonight.
Oh, it's not 100 fucking degrees anymore. It's 50.
Must be nice.
I wish it was 50
freezing,
here.
bro. It is freezing here. It is awful. Sarah mentioned that earlier. Sarah said she loves the costume, and she said her hands are numb. That's how I felt taking the
Yeah.
kids. Like, just cold.
How cold
as
is it?
shit.
It's bitter.
It's in 30s. It's
God
cold.
damn.
Let's see what it's down to. 34 now here.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Ray
And
Allen.
shout out to my youngest dude. Kieran wore just the skin tight Spider-Man costume. I made him put clothes. We made him put like clothes underneath it, which he was like, "That's okay. It makes me look buff." And then went the entire time, never wore a coat because Spider-Man doesn't wear a coat.
Hell yes.
Put a hat on, nothing. He got done and he was like, "I'm cold." I felt his hands, dude. They were like froze. I don't even know how he was moving his hands.
He did it for Miles. Wait, was he
Like,
Miles or was
I
he
don't,
Peter?
I don't need no stinking hands.
He was a trooper, dude. He was jumping around. He's saluting other Spider-Men for some
Oh,
reason.
let's go.
Hell yes.
Every house he would say thank you and then give him the web shooter pose and then leave the.
My man.
He loved it. He was.
That's fantastic.
As Caesar would say, he was on a perk. It was.
Hey, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Hey, where the fuck is the I don't even Chief Keef fucking pow, pow, pow.
Oh shit.
Fuck the horn.
we
Pow, pow, pow.
We got an awesome show though tonight. We're going to talk some trade deadline stuff. There's some coaching rumors in the NCAA. Also, the first college football playoff rankings were released tonight, and there is some stuff in there that we got to get to. Plus, we'll talk a little World Series and some basketball news too. Kim Kardashian's underwear is in the news, so all of that. We'll get to that though. We've been going for 15 minutes. We haven't even talked about the beers yet. So, Scott, what is in your mug tonight on this Halloween, and would you bang beer?
On this All Hallows Eve, I decided no better way to finish this pumpkin journey than to combine the best. I've combined Pumpkin and Warlock to create War King, coming in at an unknown ABV, but all the deliciousness. This is the threesome that you've always wanted.
Well, hold up. What's the ABV on Pumpkin and what's the ABV on Warlock? Because I think they're the same. I think they're both 8%.
8.6 for Pumpkin. Oh yeah, they're all right. So 8.6. So ABV is 8.6. Sorry, unknown has been classified. Either way, like I said, this is the threesome. This is the best Halloween threesome you could ever ask for. This is going to Miami on Halloween night. Caesar, Miami of Ohio. Look, there ain't shit else in Ohio, but Miami of Ohio. I'm just saying, we always talk about skiing, my man. If you want to ski, come to Miami of Ohio.
I'm not gonna lie. I visited my buddy at Miami when we were in college, and I fell in love about 732 times walking down the street. Just every.
Well, they're famous for their Halloween party, which I attended once, and can verify they back it up. Like unbelievable.
Dan saying Athens on Halloween is elite.
And
so
I've heard that too, and I never did make it to Athens for Halloween.
He also said Athens skiing is elite.
Also believable.
Caesar, what are you drinking tonight on Halloween, and would you bang it?
Look, the wise man once said, "Good things come to those who prey on their haters' downfall, and on those that we hate."
I know where it's going.
So, I don't know where this is going, but I don't like it.
Think about the beer from last week.
Time after time.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You just wish to see people who are no good, incestuous. What else comes to term? In their case, like too religious, because apparently they only fear God. What they should have feared was a Jayhawk. So Danny Sturschman, Brett Venables, this is for you, buddy. I'm drinking Oklahoma Sucks beer once again because I prayed on their downfall. I don't give a fuck if it makes Texas look bad. I don't care. They came when we lost to Kansas years ago. They're like, "Oh, we will never do that in a century," but it only happened 2 years, and you did it to their backup quarterback. So good things come to those who wait. Oh, cheers.
Rex Million said, "Here comes Caesar in Oklahoma losing." Caesar telegraphed the shit out of that, but it was worth it.
It did.
I telegraphed it for a reason. Fucking, who's the motherfucker that made that shit? Edison? He could have seen it coming.
That's amazing. Holy shit. Sarah said, "Must be nice. I just finished trick-or-treating at 30 degrees with wind and in a fucking dress and heels."
Oh my God, Scott. I have that costume for you next year, my boy.
What's that, man?
Killer Cam in all pink.
Okay, I'm in.
I just think because a minority's got to do it. Mike's not going to do it.
Nope. Not doing that.
Wait, hold on a second. Are you saying that Mike couldn't pull off a tall pink tee?
Bro,
baggy.
It's cold as fuck. So you got to get the pink tee, the puffy ass fucking fake mink.
I know, but you're saying Mike couldn't pull that off?
I don't think. As long as he
didn't,
they think Mike is riffraff.
I know, but as long as he didn't put blackface on, like he could,
He looked like riffraff.
Okay. So what if he goes like, what if Mike dresses up like that and I dress up like Jules Santana? That way,
that's
like,
crazy.
you know what?
That's crazy. You know what? That's what we need. We need the connection somehow.
I'll walk around next to him and we could just be Dipset for Halloween.
Scott, I'll save Caesar from having to say it. I can't pull that off. It's not. I'll admit it. There's no way I can pull that. He's absolutely right. People would be like, "Who are you, riffraff?" Oh,
you could be Jim Jones. I'll be Cam.
I'm in.
All right. Rex said, "Props to my boy, class act." Tyson, Very good question. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, or Miles Morales? He was Peter Parker, Spider-Man. That's because that was the cheaper costume on Amazon that we found.
Oh, perfect. Like a disservice to Mexicans or Hispanic Heritage Month. That's crazy. But no, you know what? I get it.
But they probably wanted that. But they probably did that on purpose. It's probably conspiracy. They're like, we'll make the ethnic character more expensive. That way, we push more Peter Parkers out the door.
That's so crazy when you think about it. Yeah, because there hasn't been a Peter Parker movie in years.
They're like, we don't want there to be any representation with the costumes this year. We'll just price them higher. The way nobody buys them. Kid wants to be Spider-Man. They've only got one choice.
You got Jeff Bezos with like this deep state conspiracy to silence Miles Morales costumes by just jacking up the price. And in fairness, Scott, the price difference was like $2. Like it wasn't even that bad. I'm just not doing a cheap ass.
But the funny part is, I'd have done the same thing. I'd have been like $2. I guess they're being Peter. You know, and I'm the ethnic one. I'd have been like, well, it's cheaper to Peter. You want a Spider-Man, right? You didn't say which Spider-Man. You just said you wanted a Spider-Man.
You get her fucking Gwen Stacy instead of fucking Peter.
Yeah, exactly. Like Spider-Gwen was cheaper, bro. Sorry.
Hey, it's cool to be a girl. What are you talking about? It's 2023.
Like, listen,
Exactly.
man, you're going to be whatever Spider-Man is on clearance. That's what you're going to be because Daddy needs to save money for DraftKings. Rex says he's drinking Sonic Hard Seltzer Ocean Water. 5% ABV, 100 calories. Definitely banging all day, every day. Gabe is drinking 73 and Hazy, a New England IPA from Royal Bliss Brewing Company, 7.5%. He says it's going to be 73 degrees down in Clemson this weekend, and I'm banging this. So book it now. Take
Clemson covers.
Clemson.
It's a short.
Like, that's how that's going to go. Scott, I went to you for a reason there. Tyson, he's on board with the Pump Lock instead of the War King.
Oh, Pump! I like the Pump Lock. Pump Lock.
Lock's a solid name.
Yeah.
And Rex is also very proud of you for combining them, and you're a true saint among men. There.
Cheers, my pumpkin friends and my Halloween brethren.
Tank says he's showing up lit after handing out candy.
Hell yeah, Tank!
This is still happening. Tank, it's not just still happening.
It just started.
It started, baby. Strap in, because we're lit too after walking around in the fucking cold. So
I'm pissed off.
This
Fucking
is
holiday, cold as fuck. My balls are in my fucking stomach. Are you done? Are you done, son? Come on, Peter, let's go. Oh, fucking kid, I'm not. Oh man, I'm tired of this shit.
no, man. I was supportive as hell. My oldest one was like, "I'm ready to go in." I was like, "You sure? We can go one more street." And the little one was like, "Hell yeah, let's go!"
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just mine. Like the little one was sprinting. I had to slow this dude down. Shouted him from half a block away multiple times. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Wait,
slow
was this their like
down?
first or second Halloween, like on real shit?
No, dude. Like they've been doing this for a while, but for whatever reason, the youngest one was just like, "Let's go, 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 go!" Like,
Because this to
I
me
don't know,
was
man.
the first Halloween I've seen kids on the streets, and that's that. So Laredo gets really fucking packed during Halloween because all the kids from across come and trick or treat here. So it's usually full as fuck. The past 2020, obviously COVID, not really anything. 21, still dead. 22, and this is the first year where it kind of felt like a pre-COVID Halloween.
Oh, see, even during COVID, we were out trick or treating because I just told the boys, I'm like, just get a costume with a mask. Just make sure you're wearing a mask. You can still go trick or treating, and that's when like the neighbors did crazy shit too. Like people were in their house on the second floor.
oh, with the
built, like,
tubes and shit.
to like shoot
Yes.
stuff down.
Yeah.
That was actually a badass trick or treating. I enjoyed that one very much.
I remember COVID trick or treating too.
COVID trick or treating wasn't bad, and if I recall, the weather was actually super nice too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it wasn't too bad either.
That's probably why I liked it, because like I didn't really have to talk to anybody on the street because like keep your distance, so I didn't have that weird small talk with parents where it's like, "Hey, that's your kid, huh? Nice costume. Oh yeah, hey, okay, you got booze in that one too. Me too. Okay, see ya." And then you run into him at the next house, and you're like, "You again, huh? All right, cool." So like COVID, you didn't have to do any of that shit, and then the neighbors were all inside. It's fantastic.
Just wear a mask everywhere you go, and then nobody will ask you anything.
All right, Rex Million said we need to do a Thruples costume next year, so we'll have to figure that out. But we got to remember Mookie will be back, so we actually need to do a quadruple. Big Merg is drinking Seagrams and Mountain Dew. My man, way to go.
Going hard in the
Going
paint.
hard on that one. Sarah said she's already a glass of wine in, switching to finish my Mayday Brewing Boro Blonde. Then might find myself a toddy to warm me up. That's the way to go right there. Dan also said, Big Merc said, out of the Bengals stadium. Oh, he's drinking his Seagrams and Mountain Dew out of the stadium cup that he brought home the day that he gave up on Andy Dalton. I was there. It was a good time. Also, Papa B was there too. Hey, I'll intro my beer. I am going Halloween. Kind of. I'm doing Three Floyd's Zombie Dust. It's an old school IPA, man. This isn't that new age fucking hazy bullshit you kids like. This is the man's IPA. This one makes you like grimace a little bit because it's hardcore. It's some shit right here. This is that IPA that you drink it and you know you drank an IPA. All right, I'm banging the shit.
Damn, that's fire.
Such a good beer.
Shout out Wemby. He dressed up as fucking Slender Man.
He
Dude,
did. That
no,
was a
dude, that's
badass
kind of scary. Like it's
Oh shit, I got a
fucking
text.
weird, man.
Oh shit! I got a text. I'll pull
Hey,
up
what the
picture,
fuck?
Caesar. You don't have to.
Oh.
You don't have to do that, Scott. We did it. Rex found it. Rex a million said all four of us need to.
There
do
it is,
it
man.
next
I'm in.
year. I'm all in on that. Tyson, yes, I did get that 5-minute gust of snow during trick or treating. It was like just a straight up white.
Oh, dude,
it was awful.
back home, it like full on snowed. I saw pictures from trick or treating back home, and it's like actual like snow sticking to the ground type shit. I'm like, man, I don't miss Toledo trick or treating. Fuck,
Dude, it was. I don't know if you got it up at your place, Scott, but like we were 3 houses in, and Jude was like, "I think it sprinkled on me," and I was like, "Fuck, that wasn't a sprinkle."
Yeah, we didn't really get anything up here. It was just really heavy wind, no precipitation.
Sucked. Snow on Halloween sucks, man.
It really does.
Awful. All right, let's actually start the show. Let's talk some football. NFL trade deadline has come and gone. There were some moves. There were some things that shook up a little bit. The Lions got a wide receiver. The Vikings, they get Josh Dobbs to fill in for Kirk Cousins after he tore his Achilles. But the big news, it feels like, was Scott's Niners getting Chase Young. So now you have Chase Young and Nick Bosa.
Getting the Ohio State band back together, baby.
Oh my
When we lose, it's Ohio's fault. I can tell you that much. Holy shit.
God, how does it feel knowing the Bengals forced your team into trading one of your 3rd-round picks that you're going to get for having a black coach get hired to Washington for Chase Young?
I would like to point out that was the news that ESPN sends the text out, middle of the afternoon. Hey, this whole thing happened. Then later on, I'm sitting there and it's like hours after the news had gone down. And it's like, hey, by the way, that trade, that pick that they sent, it was one of the picks they got for losing a black coach to another team. Like, just wanted to throw that in there. And I thought it was hilarious because when I first heard the news, my immediate reaction was, oh, a 3rd-round pick. Huh. Funny how all I've done is mention how we just keep churning out 3rd-round picks. So even if it was like their own 3rd-round pick and it hadn't been one of the comp picks that they had, the idea that they're just like, we'll trade a 3rd-round pick. You know what? It's no big deal because why? Somebody will just hire another one of our black guys. We'll get another 3rd-round pick. Fucking again, chess over checkers. And I get it. Chase Young has been injured, hasn't been very worthy of the spot he was drafted in. What the fuck ever. But when you can throw a comp pick that you got for having black people get hired for half season of a guy who was drafted number 2 overall, like, why the fuck not? And the best part is, if he plays well, they'll get a comp pick back for him so they don't lose shit. Like, this is the best type of trade you can possibly do. And it all has to do with black people getting hired. Like, from the get-go, I said this was a strategy that teams could fucking use. And I'll be goddamned if the Niners really aren't sitting there like thinking about it. Like, you know, this is part of the landscape now. Like, you put this rule in action. There's gonna be somebody that manipulates it. I'm glad it's us. Hire our blacks.
Lynch might be the greatest GM in NFL history for figuring out all I have to do to stockpile picks is to just have a bunch of minority coaches.
Yeah.
And then they're around Shanahan, who is like this genius on offense, and the team is perpetually in the mix and they're always doing well. So that, you know, these guys are going to get interviewed. Like, he found the cheat code, man. It's amazing that the Niners are exploiting this to the best way that I've ever could have imagined a team do it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I joked about it originally, but seriously, at this point, like, I gotta believe that it's a conversation that happens like somewhere.
Hold
like
up.
Maybe it's in the darkest recesses, but
Hold up. Because Gabe gets the twofer on this one.
Hell yes.
And his name is Lynch.
Race card.
Caesar can't handle it.
I don't like that name.
But see, here's the thing. Like, this is one of those things that I would be so mad if it wasn't my team. Like, if you're somebody else, like, you're like, why aren't we doing this? Like even if you're the most hardcore racist and you're a fan of any NFL team, no matter what, you're like, well, God damn it. I mean, I guess we got to hire black people to get ahead. Like, I don't like it. And like, they're going to like persevere and get better. But you know, if it's about the team, like, you got to take one for the team, right? Like, you just gotta. You absolutely would have to.
Here's what's more frustrating than being a fan of a team that isn't employing this strategy at all. It's being a fan of a team that isn't employing any strategy. The Bengals did nothing at the trade deadline. Like, there was talks about T. Higgins getting moved, and I was like, that could be a pretty big deal, and they could get some pieces back for nothing. They did nothing, and it's clear. I mean, Sunday is probably out of the norm for this season, but it's clear that the Bengals need to do something, and nothing. They've done nothing, and I'm like, here we go again. This is just, they're like, we made it to the Super Bowl once, we made it to the AFC Championship last year, we're riding with what we got, and if it fails, it fails, and if it succeeds, cool, we get some extra cash. Like, it is so frustrating, Scott, to sit there and watch your team do nothing at all year after year.
Yeah, but I will say, though, for the most part, it's still the NFL. Like, the trade deadline in the NFL, it's not baseball, it's not NBA. Like, there generally isn't a whole lot of movement. So I wouldn't really rag on the Bengals too much. Like, the off season is where it's more of like an issue. Like, when they're not making moves in the off season and standing pat with things, that's where you're like, all right, this is the problem. No, I know. That's why I kind of brought it up. It's like, that's where your anger should be directed. But like, mid season and the trade deadline, I mean, we grew up, and like, I think there were probably as many trades in our entire childhood as there have been over the last like 5 years. Like, the last 5 years or so, like, the trades have amped up to where there's like 5-6 the day of the trade deadline or somewhere around there, or if you averaged it out over the last few years. But that was very uncommon when we were growing up. Like, nobody moved when we were growing up. So I don't know, it just seems like, and the Niners have been extra aggressive the last 2 years with it, but it's not brought any fruit. Like, I mean, nothing's shown to increase your chances of winning at all by making any trade deadline deals. So I don't know.
Caesar, how are you feeling after the trade deadline? You're rocking the Cowboys hat now with your McLean Construction Incorporated hat. How are you feeling after the trade deadline?
I didn't expect them to do anything really. They usually never do. When it comes to NFL trade deadlines, the only time people really get traded, like big names, is if your team sucks dick and their best player is mad. In case Derrick Henry, you can say this year.
Which he didn't get moved. I thought
Yeah,
for sure.
I
Are
thought
you
Derrick
shocked?
Henry was. So everything was based on if his contract got reconstructed. Shout out Abraham Lincoln. Restructured. It didn't. So I kind of knew he was going to stay in Tennessee. That's why I didn't trade for Tajay Spears in my fantasy league. But anyways, that didn't
A new
happen.
streak has begun.
Well, dude, he was a hot name to be traded for. And then Jerry Jeudy was someone I'm surprised he didn't get moved. Or did he get moved? He didn't get moved, right?
No,
Jerry
he didn't
Jeudy?
get moved.
Yeah, I was shocked Jerry Jeudy didn't get moved because his name's been all over the place. So my team not making a move, they usually never do. I want to say the last time they did was for fucking T.O. And that was years ago. NFL
think,
trades really only happen. God, what the fuck are we? Blackhawk down?
Do you think the Cowboys are gun shy because of the Herschel Walker trade? Do you think they're afraid to make trade deadline trades because of that trade back in the 80s?
No. No, Jerry's not shy of like how he's. I mean, yeah, for all the things he is negative, the one thing he isn't scared of is to pull the trigger. My hand doesn't cramp writing check. Like, he's not shy to write a check when he needs to pay someone. But and today, like how you said, this past.
Well, he didn't have a problem paying his he doesn't want to pay his players, but I mean he won't pay his illegitimate children either. So there's that.
Oh shit!
Hey, Tefsky Shitskis.
FTK.
I mean, also true. But I mean, Jared's not trying to write checks for nobody.
Yeah, nope, I don't know. So, like trades in the NFL, it's very much opposite of basketball. They happen in the offseason. Like crazy basketball trades happen at the trade deadline. It's like it'll be fucking Jimmy Butler going from Minnesota to Miami or some shit like that. Like crazy season-altering trades in the middle of the season. The NFL doesn't work like that. I think the last one.
I was going to ask you guys was like, oh, I was going to go ahead. Sorry.
I think the last mid-season trade that we saw that I can remember that made like a huge deal was probably what Jalen Ramsey to the Rams.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah,
Jimmy
probably.
Jimmy G to the Niners would be one. I think that was a big deal mid-season because that was mid-season, right? Scott?
Yeah.
Garoppolo went to.
Yeah, that was the
Niners.
trade deadline.
Marshawn Lynch is one. That's one I can think of when he went to
yeah, I
Seattle.
forgot
That
about
was
that.
a.
But again, like you're bringing up
what-
examples, and these are all things that have happened within the last 5, 6, 7 years.
No,
Like,
no, no. Wait, that's what I thought too. Hang on, but because I thought that same thing. I was like, that Marshawn trade was fairly recent.
oh,
now that
then
I'm
it's like
thinking about
2015 or some crazy
That
shit.
might be 15 years ago. that
Oh,
Marshawn
yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's a long ass time ago. And then in itself, those aren't like league altering trades where
I
you're
gotta
like,
look
oh
this
fuck,
up
are they
now.
championship favorites now? No. When Jalen got sent to the Rams, no one really like everyone's like, oh yeah, cool, they're building a secondary, but no one's like, oh, they're gonna win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Someone in basketball gets moved, and you're like, oh fuck.
2010, Scott.
Oh,
It was
Jesus.
2000.
Fuck, man. Oh. I really
Yeah,
hate how
Ramsey to the Rams was like a 15.
I hate how time moves. Like you're like, oh man, that was like just a few years ago. No, it was fucking 2 decades ago. God, Jesus, man. Oh,
Caesar was in fucking grade school when Marshawn Lynch got traded.
holy
Yeah, I was in
shit,
5th
dude.
grade.
Insane.
I was in 5th grade.
Ugh, that's terrible.
But again,
Oh,
like kind of to my point though, that like that's how infrequent NFL trades are. Like they don't happen at all with any type of frequency that when they do happen, you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't that long ago. And then you realize the gaps in between any trades that actually have any impact are very wide.
So that's what I was going to ask you guys is based on the moves that we saw happen today, are any of them trades that are going to change the trajectory of some of these teams? Like you have these trades like the Vikings trading for Dobbs because Kirk Cousins is out. Not going to do anything for
No,
them.
they might make the playoffs,
That was
maybe, if
literally
anything.
just if they're lucky. I mean,
Yeah,
Dobbs
exactly.
did not look great in Arizona.
Okay, but that
Hey.
I think he looked good considering the fact that he had a fucking trash can and paper towels running routes for him.
That's fair. And it did signal to the world that Arizona was like, we are getting too close to winning too many games. We need to offload some of this. Get back down to the basement where we need
Pick up Kyler Murray, fantasy players. Pick him up if you haven't already. Even if you haven't, you're slow. I picked him up 2 weeks ago, you fucking bums.
You fucking bums.
But like those deals really aren't going to do much. But like the Young to Niners deal, is that enough to put the Niners over the hump and get past Philadelphia in the NFC?
The thing is,
No, because I mean, in theory, you're like, yeah, but like last year at the same exact time, they traded for Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey wasn't enough to get past them. Like, how's Chase Young? Like,
That's a great
don't
point.
get me
They're
wrong,
much
I
better
love
mid-season
Chase
trade.
Young, and I think that he'll make them better. But like, to me, in general, like this doesn't move the needle a great deal. Like, it's like, oh, this is fun in Madden. Like in Madden, this is scary. Like, I don't want to play the Niners in Madden, but in real life, I'm like, and like again, like Caesar pointed it out in the group chat earlier, like, and it was kind of truthful. Like, it's a move, but it's not like super impactful. You're just like, it's more of a name value than anything.
if it was rookie year Chase Young, I'm shitting bricks. My asshole's like this big.
Right, but like for the most part, we've seen it's just like he's just fine, but that's only if he stays healthy, which he never does. So
I would say it. So I've maintained this year that the 49ers, I don't think I've said it on here, but like when I text like my friends and she was like, the 49ers are the best team in football. I think I'm so like off the Eagles. I do not think they're the best team in football. They're Mickey Mouse as fuck, and that's not even me being a hater. Well, it is. A certain degree. I'm not gonna lie.
I was just gonna say, I was like, it is, but
It is a little bit, but I still think if CTE avoided, if the Eagles and 49ers played a 7-game series, the 49ers will win in 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think the 49ers are the best team in football.
in the
but-
NFL though, you can't compare like, oh, if they play 5 or 6, like the NFL is just a different.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just believe that it's the 49ers throwing some AFC teams, Eagles.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, like I don't. So them being, you get someone maybe is Chase Young when he's healthy faster than Bosa? No, right? Honestly, if you get someone to help contain Jalen, if you end up meeting the Eagles, but I mean, it makes them better. But I just think it shores up. It has even really shored up. It just makes their defense better when they're already arguably the best unit in football.
Well, and the crazy thing is, like, yes, it does make their defense better, and their offense is already unreal.
They should have
So
traded for
it
Dobbs because
makes
goddamn, fucking Purdy's looking like Zach Wilson.
You can't trade for Dobbs after you've like signed off on
It
Brock
was just
the guy. So NFL, not only is trade deadline the big story from the NFL today, but this week the NFL turned back into the no fun league, Scott, because
they're always right on the cusp.
well, now it's official. Like, okay, so this weekend we were treated to the Tennessee Titans coming out in the throwback Houston Oilers uniforms, which was amazing to me that they like basically trolled the city of Houston of like, I know we stole your team and your intellectual property, and here it is for you to soak it up. But I don't know if
we stole your team, and also check out these really hot jerseys that y'all used to rock.
Derrick Henry in the powder blue with the Oiler on the. Oh my God, was that amazing to see? But I don't know if you remember this, but we talked about it earlier this summer. The Houston Cougars debuted in an alternate uniform as well that paid homage to the Houston Oilers. I'll bring it up right now for you. This was the uniform that the University of Houston had.
Why is he sweating during media day?
Well, you know, it's hot. It's hot at media day. See, the lights are bright. They ran a
I have
couple
hyperhidrosis, but goddamn, buddy, you can wear an undershirt. Why are you sweating? At least sweat in the cool parts.
The funniest part is I could look at this photo a billion times and not once would it come into my mind, Jesus Christ, why the fuck is this guy sweating? But it's so true. Like, why is there a giant sweat spot?
I gotta be honest, I didn't notice the sweat stain because I was too preoccupied by my man giving double shockers in the picture. Like, why is he giving a double shocker in his media day promo for these Houston uniforms? But these are legit powder blue. Houston, they're from the same city as the Oilers. Like, these were fire jerseys.
Easily.
These are great. The NFL shut this shit down. They came in and said you are not allowed to wear these. That's the property of the NFL.
But I don't understand how. Like, does the NFL own the color scheme?
They do own the color scheme.
Do
they own the
wow
blue or whatever.
That's a really fucking power move to own the goddamn color scheme. Jesus Christ.
It's crazy to me that they like a uniform that was debuted that was universally loved. Everybody was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. This takes me back. This is great. The NFL was like, nah, shut that shit down. We don't want that. Don't think so. Nope, you're not allowed to wear those. And Houston, they sent him a cease and desist. Houston is not allowed to rock these powder blue.
Oh man, that's disappointing as fuck.
Tyson said Derrick Henry just trucking widgets in those powder blue uniforms.
Situation.
Tyson also wants to know, Scott, are you dressed up like an FBI agent?
I am Burt Macklin. But if you don't know who Burt Macklin is, just pretend I'm one of the FBI boys coming after Harbaugh. Like I came dressed up as the alphabet boys coming after Michigan.
Thank you for the transition, Scott, because
I was hoping somebody would ask that question so that I could say that.
This story keeps getting better. I don't know if you've been following along with all the stuff that internet sleuths have been finding. Did you see the Central Michigan stuff?
I did.
For those of you that don't know, Connor Stallions, who is the guy who is accused of buying these tickets and showing up at stadiums and recording, was seen, like, people found out that he was on the sidelines at a Central Michigan game when they were playing Michigan State this year, wearing a Central Michigan hat, also wearing sunglasses during a night game.
Oh,
weird. Which internet sleuths have pointed that these frames look a little large, and then highlighted the Amazon Meta Ray-Bans that have recording functionality, where this man is literally on the sidelines with fucking spy glasses recording the opposite sideline. Caesar found a video where, like, apparently somebody from Michigan State or somebody goes out of bounds, and this staffer covers his head and ducks off so that it's bizarre, the shit that is happening with this story. The more we find out about it, the worse worse
it gets.
Like, it is bad. All of those
pulled Harbaugh's offer.
Well,
Michigan pulled the offer.
That was reported that they pulled the offer, but now it's being reported that they actually were talking extension, that they're closer to an extension than they were.
Huh?
Yeah.
Why the fuck are in the first place?
They didn't.
This is why I hate journalism, bro. I just talk off dog shit.
They're saying it wasn't ever pulled, that it was actually they're close to signing an extension because Michigan's like, fuck it, man. We don't give a shit. Like, go ahead, cheat. We don't care. Are we beating Ohio State? Great. We love it. And that's evidenced by Michigan fans. Michigan fans are loving this. They are so happy that their guy is the one that's cheating to get ahead. I mean, listen. If Marcus Freeman was doing this at Notre Dame, outwardly, I'd be like, you can't do that. That's wrong. But also, thank you. Like, seriously. Get ahead. Get them dubs. That's all I'm saying.
The only thing that's tough,
I get it.
is that I would have wanted to win a national championship before I got caught cheating. Or at least made the national championship. They
That's a
haven't
good
even made
point.
it to win. They lost to fucking TCU. Like,
That's
arguably,
true.
like they lost to arguably they're a part of the TCU upset is what probably the biggest one in maybe since Ohio State, Alabama with Zeke, and that
Yeah,
was fucking
probably.
7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Bro, come on now, and you're not on the winning end of that shit. That's sad. You might as well win. At least the Astros won when they were fucking banging the trash cans. Like, yeah, so we did and we're champions. Like, suck
But
my dick.
that's a good point. Like, if you're gonna get caught doing whatever it is you're gonna get caught doing, it better be after you've already won.
Like, bro, you're a part of one of the greater upsets in college football, like postseason history. No one gave TCU a chance. The spread was fucking like 21.
I was gonna say, wasn't the spread in like
It was like it was closer to 20 than it was to 10.
insane. That's insane.
Like, if you're gonna cheat, win.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They couldn't scout TCU. They didn't expect that. So they didn't have the ability to cheat.
Oh, that's so true.
So
Yeah, the fucking reports apparently, since I don't know what to fucking believe anymore, since I'm getting fucking sacked every week, is that Stallions had gone to almost every like top 10 team except for fucking TCU.
Yeah. That's also I heard that TCU, there was a report that TCU was actually tipped off that Michigan was doing this. So they were able to adjust because they knew Michigan was stealing signs previously. So who knows what's actually happening. But here's the bottom line. Michigan fans who had the energy that Jim Tressel needed to be hung on a cross because his players were trading tattoos for memorabilia and said, this dude deserves to be fired. He shouldn't be in the NCAA. Like, he shouldn't be allowed to coach anymore. He tried to go to the NFL. They carried the punishment to the NFL. Jim Tressel was suspended in the NFL for 6 weeks after he got fired from Ohio State. And everybody was like, damn straight. That's how it should be. You can't cheat and just disappear to the NFL. And instead now they're like, what's wrong? What? That's scouting, baby. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are we doing here? We're just scouting. Yeah, we got a guy on the Central Michigan sidelines with spy glasses. What? Everybody does it. Come on. Seriously, come on. What are we talking about here? Like, that's the level that we're getting to with Michigan fans. They're just all on board with whatever Harbaugh has to do to win. Scott, do you think Harbaugh jumps to the NFL after this?
I was surprised he didn't jump last year. Like, he signed that extra extension, and that was only so that they could keep him from going to the NFL. But yeah, I mean, he's gone after this, right? Because this is too much smoke.
This feels very Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine him sticking around and serving out this punishment because, one, he's stubborn, and two, like, he won't have to worry about it. Like, he can get punished in college, and despite what Ohio State fans had to deal with Tressel, like, nobody's gonna do that to Harbaugh. Like, he's gonna get hired and keep it moving, and they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, that thing happened at college." Ha ha ha. Like,
But here's the thing. There's actually reports that say the NFL doesn't want to become a safe haven for college coaches who are like guilty of infractions in the NCAA.
Yeah, so that's what they say. But the NFL says a lot of things. Like, I don't
like, hey, Houston, you're not allowed to wear these uniforms.
Yeah, like the NFL will do a lot of dumb shit just to do whatever and pretend PR things. But I mean, if like, okay, what if a premier franchise decides they're gonna hire Harbaugh? You think they're actually gonna fucking do anything about it? Like, they're gonna punish the franchise or anything? No, they're gonna be like, oh well, that was a college problem, like whatever. Like, they won't want to be associated with it, but like, what are they legit gonna do?
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Like, they just piss and moan.
Go ahead, Caesar.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I was 10 years old when the Ohio State tattoo shit happened.
Jesus Christ.
It was not that
I
big.
thought
of a
it
deal at
happened
all.
6
I
years ago.
saw it. I saw it on TV when I was watching college football final, and I was like, they broke the rules. Okay, suspend him. And then I hated Jim Tressel for some weird reason. And my question is, what the fuck happened? I really don't know what happened. You could play the drop after two.
It was absolutely nothing. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, it ended up being really absolutely
Well,
nothing.
it wasn't nothing. What got Tressel, the initial infraction in the grand scheme of things is nothing.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Guys had memorabilia, Ohio State memorabilia, that they were giving to somebody in exchange for free tattoos. That was the crux of the infraction. And it was like Terrell Pryor. Like, these guys were just like, here's some Ohio State gear. Thanks for the tat. We're good. The NCAA found out about it. They started investigating. Jim Tressel lied to the investigators and said that he didn't know anything about it. It never happened, blah, blah, blah. They found out that he did know about it and covered it up. And that's what got Tressel, was the fact that he lied about it to the NCAA, and the NCAA was like, well, we're bringing the hammer down because we're fucking NCAA.
Jim, yeah, Jim should have just straight been like, these are tattoos. This is nothing. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I knew about it and I didn't do anything because I don't give a fuck. And he'd have been better off.
They would have given him like a 4-game suspension, and he would have been still at Ohio State to this day instead of being the president in Youngstown State.
Like, if he had just owned up to it and called them on their bullshit, he'd have been fine. But instead, for whatever reason, he feared them, and that fucked him.
So it was for that reason that all that hoopla was made, and they got suspended for 2 years or a year.
That's why, because I think they got hit with
and basically, like, I mean, and I'm not trying to defend Tressel. Like, I don't really give a shit. But I mean, everybody else vilified him, and it was just like, it had nothing to do with like football or like breaking the rules. Like, this wasn't anything where you could say, oh, like Ohio State won games because of. Like, this was literally just, they played in the championship game. They got some fucking gear, some secondary merchandise. I'm pretty sure it was even like a bowl game that they lost that they traded these fucking tattoos for. And because it was against the rules, that was what happened. But like, it didn't actually impact anything on the field.
Yeah, I think that's the big distinction between the two, is Ohio State's infraction literally gave Ohio State no advantage. It wasn't like Tressel was like, hey, come to Ohio State because I'm going to give you some shit that you can trade and get some free tattoos. And everybody was like, well, shit, that's what I'm looking for. Like, there was no advantage gained on the field. Scott, we were talking about coaches jump into the NFL. There's rumors about one coach in particular who's jumping, and somebody on Reddit is posing that another one might be jumping as well. 2 big name coaches are being thrown out there. Number one, a Reddit poster said, my prediction is Bill Swinney to the Vegas Raiders.
Please let that happen.
It's awesome too, because Bill is like battling Clemson fans. Like, he was on a radio show, his radio show, where some kid called in and asked the question, hey, you make like $11 million and we're 4-4. Why do you get paid so much? And he went on a 5-minute rant yelling at the kid. Like, he's actively fighting with Clemson.
I'm pretty sure that Bill would get hired by the Raiders and at the introductory press conference come out to NWO theme music. Like that would be the ultimate thing, like to complete the heel turn that he's done. Like, remember when he was the Saint, he beat Alabama, and everybody who was a non-Alabama fan like jocked him because it was just not Alabama. And now he's found himself in a place where he shat all over the kids and done the whole, they shouldn't get paid. And now they lose all these games. Like, it's the complete, like, the Raiders are the perfect fucking spot for him. They are the perfect fucking spot.
I want the culture shock of Dabo with his, my team was made in NIL, in the image, in Jesus's name, image, and likeness. I want that
coaching the Raiders
transposed to Sin City, fucking Vegas.
Oh god, it'd be the greatest.
Strippers ever. Just him trying to like tell his players that they need to read the Bible instead of going.
We don't believe in titties, but we do believe in touchdowns. Amen.
The other name that's being thrown around happened after USC lost to Utah for the third straight time. Supposedly, the feelers have been put out, and Lincoln Riley is trying to jump to the NFL with Caleb Williams. He wants whatever team takes Caleb to hire him as their coach.
Now that's a hustle. I want you to draft me as your head coach with him. Like, Caleb is a package deal with me, like hitching your wagon to a potential first overall pick, at the very worst top 10 pick. That's fucking ingenious. Like, this is why, the fucking what's his name, the asshole in Arizona, the some bitch that's
Cliff.
gone now. Yes, this is why the Cliff
Who's in USC now.
Yeah, this is why they're out there doing their things, and why the Lincoln Rileys of the world like make sure they're at the top of the food chain. They're like, hey, this guy right here, you want him? You should totally bring me along, because I mean, who cultivated this fucking kid? Like, who rode this black kid to prominence? Me. It's me, your boy.
This would be the second job that he gets on the back of Caleb Williams, because if you remember, Caleb Williams was at Oklahoma, and he was like, "Hey, if you hire me at USC,
salute,
I can get Caleb to come with me. Like, I'll bring him along."
Fucking salute. Like, Lincoln is probably already trying to figure out how he's gonna ride into the next one. Like, he's like, all right, when we get done with this NFL coaching shit, like, what are we gonna do? Like, what is Caleb's next move after the NFL that I can piggyback? Like, if you want him to sponsor your dick pills, you got to come through Lincoln Riley, baby. Like, I'm your boy. Like, look at every step of the way he's been successful. It was at Oklahoma. He was at USC. He was in the NFL. And now, if you want to sell these dick pills, your boy, Lincoln, he's right here. I got to be right there. There's no way that he can sell these dick pills without me. I'm just saying. Eugenics? Sign up.
Eugenics? Is that what that shit does? I see the commercials with what the fuck's that guy's name?
Frank Thomas?
Yes. Yeah, that motherfucker. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Lincoln's like, hey, you want my mans? You got to come through me.
I can't wait for the Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams post-career podcast that they launch afterwards, as they found their own media company.
But look, I'm not even mad. Like, Lincoln, like, that's the best hustle ever. He's like, I'm just gonna hitch my wagon, this motherfucker. Like, it doesn't matter what I do. Like, I'm just gonna sell my soul wherever I'm at. Like, if Caleb is selling fucking Arby's, we gonna sell Arby's. Like, I don't give a shit. Hey, Caleb, did you hear they want us to sell Geico? We in, right? Like, fuck it.
Caesar, you are an anti-Oklahoma person through and through. What do you make of Lincoln Riley trying to ride Caleb Williams into the NFL? Literally.
It's the only chance he's fucking got, dude. It's the only chance he has. Because, like, how have you gone this many years in college football knowing that your defenses aren't worth the fuck, and you work at a private institution? You can drop the fucking bag at any of the marquee defensive coordinators in college football to come with you.
I bet you Caleb has championship piss, though.
I guarantee you he does, bro. The shit he does on fucking Saturdays.
That's Tom
damn.
Herman, Scott.
Oh,
Don't mix up Herman and Lincoln.
Damn it. Sorry, I got my white guys from Ohio State mixed up. My bad. I'll sit over here. I'm sorry.
Was Lincoln Riley ever at Ohio State? I don't think he was ever at Ohio State.
I'll just sit over here. White head coaches, white coordinators all look alike.
Wise Guys. I can't fucking deal with you. All right, we'll do our Wise Guys top 10 for week 10. We actually have the right week this week. Thank you, Joe. A little bit lower on the music. Appreciate you guys. Crazy top 10 in the Wise Guys top 10 this week. Lots of teams in the top 10. Number 10, Louisville and Missouri tied at number 10 at plus 30,000. This is my favorite time of the year with Wise Guys polls because the odds for like the bottom half are crazy ridiculous. Like nobody has any shot in the back half of the top 10. Number 9, we got Ole Miss at plus 20,000. Lane Kiffin kicking around there, baby. Plus 20,000 for Ole Miss. Number 8, my Fighting Irish at plus 15,000. Number 7 is Penn State at plus 8,000. Number 6, LSU and Oklahoma at plus 4,000. Number 5, Caesars, Texas Longhorns at plus 6.
Hey, dude, that shit might drop after fucking Saturday. I'm shitting bricks.
I think all right, man. You should be fine. Let's get into the top 4. And when I say top 4, I mean way more than 4 teams in the top 4 because at number 4 in this week's Wise Guys top 10, we have Washington, Alabama, and Oregon at plus 1,400. They're right there.
Wow.
Scott. They're right there. They've worked their way back.
That's crazy that they're above Texas. That's crazy.
It's so great.
That's so crazy.
Alabama has a better shot at winning the national championship according to the Wise Guys than Texas does. Number 3 is Ohio State at plus 750. Here's where things get crazy, Scott. Number 2, Florida State plus 600. You know what that means, boys?
The
first time this year, Michigan and Georgia are both at number 1 at plus 240. They think it's a toss-up between those two. It just depends on if Michigan's able to scout them out beforehand. That would change. Scott, what do you make of our top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Our top 7 for the Wise Guys.
I mean, all of those things will probably shake themselves out, right? Like, I still fully expect it to be the 4 that we started with. So I'm sticking with who I came to the dance with. Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia. Coming at you.
Caesar, how you feeling about this week's Wise Guys?
I think it's insane that Alabama's above Texas. That's the only thing.
That's
the only thing.
Legit.
That's literally the only thing.
Washington, Oregon makes sense. Like, if you were dropped on the planet Earth and you explained the system and you were like, oh, by the way, Alabama is here this week, people would be like, there's no fucking way. But then you have to understand how this whole fucking political thing works, and you're like, oh, Alabama being there makes total fucking
That's
sense.
so crazy. Like, they
And
lost
also,
to Texas.
I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of Alabama fans who are going to bet on Alabama, so that's
True.
going to shift their
That's
lines
right.
quite a bit.
Like, what is Alabama in the actual, like, what are the polls? Like, where is
We're
that?
getting to that soon. my
Funny
boy.
you say that, Scott. Great transition again, my man.
I'm trying.
Ganger.
The college football playoff rankings came out. The first one for the year has been released. Let's see
Break these down so Mookie can understand them.
Well, let's look at the actual rankings to start with before we project what the 12-team field would be. So let me find these college football rankings here. I'll vamp for a second because this was the first one. The big shocker in the college football rankings is number 1, Ohio State.
Wait, what the fuck?
Coming in, yeah, Caesar. The committee has released their rankings.
Mike and I talked about this pre-show.
Number 1. What? Yes, Ohio State number 1 in the college football playoff rankings.
That's why these rankings mean absolutely nothing, dude. Like,
what?
Nothing.
I'm not gonna lie, Caesar. When I first saw the tweet, I was like, "This is a bullshit. Like, this is a prank. There's no way." But sure enough, Ohio State is number 1 in the college football playoff rankings.
I could have sworn. Am I dyslexic?
No, you are not. Ohio State.
I read
is
the
one.
alert and I swore I was driving my brother to Party City because it's his like senior week and he needed a wig tomorrow for his costume. And I got the alert and I was like, oh, cool, CFP came out. I figured Texas is gonna be 6, 7, or 8. Like I really don't know. I assume they're one of the 3.
They're 7.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I figured. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And I saw the people I thought I was gonna see. I saw, like, not in an order, but my mind I saw what I think it's Florida State, Michigan, 2 other teams, and I saw those and Georgia. I saw those 3, and I was like, all right, cool. Michigan or Georgia's probably 1. I didn't see Ohio State being fucking 1.
Yep, Ohio State number 1.
What?
Georgia.
It was Penn State.
Georgia is number 2. Here, we'll go through it for you. Georgia is number 2. Michigan is number 3. Florida State is number 4. So if it ended right now, that would be your playoffs. Number 5 is Washington. Oregon at 6. Texas at 7. Scott's Alabama Crimson Tide coming in at number 8. Oklahoma's at 9. Despite losing to Kansas, Oklahoma sits at 9. Oklahoma lost to Kansas. I just want to throw that out there. Oklahoma lost to Kansas, and they sit at number 9. Ole Miss is at 10. Penn State's at 11. Missouri's at 12. LSU's at 13. I don't know why this graphic has LSU at 13 and 14, so I don't know exactly now where LSU is, but this graphic has LSU at 13 and 14, which can't be right. Oh, it's Louisville at 13, sorry. LSU at 14, Notre Dame at 15, Oregon State at 16, Tennessee, and then we go on from there. Houston.
Ohio State's best one is what, Penn State?
Penn State and Notre Dame would be the
Notre Dame lost to Louisville.
Who's also ranked. They're 13. It's a good team. Louisville's a good team. Don't
no,
downplay.
I know they're a good team. I'm not.
Louisville lost to Pitt, so I don't know what to think anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like realistically, I still think the best win this year of any team is probably Washington over Oregon. If that might be a hot take it if you will, but I do think that's still the best win we've seen so far. And then behind that is probably Texas. No, not Texas. Bama was in what they are now, week 2. It'd probably be, you know what? I'll throw it up there. It's probably the second best win this year.
I just love the fact that Ohio State, after beating Notre Dame, Ryan Day yelled into a microphone at 87-year-old Lou Holtz that Ohio State is a tough team. They're a tough team. And then the committee heard that and was like, you know what? You are a tough team. You are a tough team. We're going to give you number 1, baby. Go ahead, Ryan Day. You got it. You are number 1 because you're a tough team. You're tough. And he got it. He got what he wished for. Let's talk 12-team playoff, though, because if the 12-team playoff was in effect right now, it would be fucking bonkers, fellas. It would be absolutely crazy what we would see because you have number 1, Ohio State, number 2, Georgia, number 3, Florida State, number 4, Washington. Michigan comes in at number 5. Oregon at number 6. Texas stays at 7.
Why do I love where Texas is at in this case?
Texas has a nice little path there. They're going to have a rough round in the second round against Georgia, but it's a decent little path.
Georgia.
Alabama has a better defense than Georgia. It's not even close there. Hypothetically, I think Texas makes the Final Four here. Like, no me sucking like Texas dick, right?
Even
but
if
they'll
they
beat Ole
do.
Miss. Oh, they're losing to fucking. I think Oregon's gonna give everyone so many fucking problems this year. I hate Bo Nix, but Oregon is so fucking good.
To fill out the bracket, your 5-12 matchup is Michigan over Tulane, and that's a shocker because Air Force has been the team in that spot in these AP rankings so far, but the College Football Playoff Committee has Tulane at 24 and Air Force at 25. So Tulane gets that last spot as the 6th highest conference champion over Air Force. So Michigan, Tulane, Oregon, Penn State, Texas, Ole Miss, Alabama, Oklahoma in your opening rounds, and then Ohio State, Georgia, Florida State, Washington waiting for him. So, Scott, as I look at this playoff bracket and try to figure out where things would go, we end up with Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, Florida State. Like that's
Yeah, I mean, and even if you don't even if you missed that one, and like it would be Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, and Georgia.
Texas.
Like,
Okay, Caesar,
like
Caesar quietly throws
they're,
it
like
in
throwing in
Texas.
Texas. Like that's fine, but I mean, you still end up with like worst case scenario in the way that this plays out. You end up with 3 of the teams that at the beginning of the year like were already in the top 4. Like that one way or the other. Like you still end up with that. Even if Texas were to upset Georgia and end up as the other, like, you still have Michigan, Ohio State, or Alabama and Michigan, and then Florida State. Like they were all in there, like at the beginning. So
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, am I the only person that's always seen the Penn State logo as like a backwards C?
a backwards C.
Backwards.
It took me forever to see the Panther there.
You didn't see the well. First of all, it's a Nittany lion. Please get it correct. It's not.
How did you know what?
I saw like a saber, this isn't be some crazy assess out of lore here, like from when I was young. So when I was young, I never saw the fucking Nittany lion there. I thought it was a reverse fucking like a backwards C.
Okay, I'm gonna give you credit for this, but the only reason is because the Atlanta Hawks logo. When I was a kid, I thought it was a Pac-Man. Like Mike, do you remember the old Atlanta Hawks logo?
That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
And
yeah, I know.
I was gonna say, and I thought as a kid, I thought it looked like a Pac-Man logo, and I didn't see the hawk until later on in life. I was like, oh shit, that's supposed to be a hawk's head, and I thought it was just a Pac-Man logo.
There's
So
more,
I'm
there's more
gonna
like
give it that
context
way.
to this. There's more context to this weird little theory I have. Well, not theory, what I saw when I was a fucking child. So I thought a Nittany lion was like a prehistoric lion, and that the backward C was like its jaw.
Okay.
So like I thought I was looking at like a fucking like jaw backwards, but it also ended up being a C. I don't fucking know. I was 8. Let me cook. Call me dumb if you want me to. But look, I can't be the only one that saw logos weird.
So you're seeing this.
I'm seeing the Y as like some sort of fucking like bone like jaw fixture that makes a C, a backward C.
I see it.
I mean,
like-
I could see.
I see.
that
I
would've
see
been
it,
my
but I
first-
mean, like I've also.
It's a crazy
always
reach.
seen-
It's a crazy reach.
No,
dumb.
it's crazy after you've seen the Nittany lion for your whole life. Like I'm looking at the Hawks logo when Mike had it up there, and I'm like, huh, I wonder how I ever thought that was a fucking backwards Pac-Man logo. Like you can see the hawk, but I also can see the Pac-Man.
Look, crowd,
Backwards
have you ever seen logos
like-
wrong? Drop them in the comments. I promise.
What's the logo you fucked up your entire
So bad.
childhood?
And yeah, you're looking at it like, so I see the the Nittany lion, right? And I'm like, oh, like I was just stupid as fuck. But to this day, I will see the backward C sometimes. Like the United States Postal Service, it took me forever to see the fucking eagle in that bitch. It took me forever. I was not good with negative space as a kid. I was not good with negative space. The more you know.
So you're telling me that whenever you saw the United States Postal logo,
Look, put that bitch up there and I'll tell you exactly
you
what I
did
saw.
not see the eagle in
No,
that.
bro.
What
logo.
did you see?
It's gonna sound so
No, seriously, I need to know, like, cause come on, bro. Like, I was with you on the Nittany lion, like I saw it, but like, what are we seeing on this
But
one?
what do
dude?
we see? This is like the weirdest
know,
fucking
wait.
Rorschach test I've ever
Did
seen in my
you
life.
ever watch Timmy Turner, like the Fairly Odd Parents?
I've
No.
seen it, yeah.
The Crimson Chin, but backwards and blue. That's what I saw. I'm being so serious. I never saw the eagle. I never saw it.
This one is one I struggle with because I've always seen the eagle.
Yeah, bro. It was a tough. When I first saw the eagle, I was like, no fucking way. There's an eagle in the negative space. I lost my shit. I couldn't believe it. It's one of the sadder things I've had to admit, right? Or not even. I'm proud of it. We've all thought some dumb shit. It was a part of my youth.
Like I said, the backwards Pac-Man logo for the Hawks. Like I when I had the epiphany, like, oh shit, there's a hawk. I thought, wow, people must think I'm dumb as fuck. Like, I'm glad
Dude.
I never admitted this.
When I realized that the F for Falcons was also like the other wing made the entire Falcon, I was like, no fucking way. It's both. I just thought they forced the F in there.
You can't force the F in there. You need consent.
Oh, you know what? That's crazy. That's a bar. That's a bar.
Jesus.
That's a bar.
I mean, Scott.
See the crimson chin. See Rex Swinney, my boy, my dog. Ha ha ha. Me too. Backwards.
Let's talk about this beers we're
Crimson
drinking.
chin, but blue was crazy. That's what I thought it was.
Holy shit.
As a cartoon watcher, I just thought it was the crimson chin doing a pose backwards and it was blue.
Sarah said you bring me joy. See?
Thank you. I'm glad I do. That's my purpose on this
And
planet.
then Whitey said Penn State has sadder things to admit to.
Yeah, exactly. They should change their logo to a C.
Oh shit. All right. There's your football talk. We spent literally the entire show almost talking football. Let's real quick because I do want to talk a little bit here. Let's talk basketball first.
Boom shakalaka!
James Harden got traded. He's a Clipper now.
Ooh.
Nobody cares.
6. Awesome. He'll win you some regular season games, but when you need him, he's not gonna be there. And who do you want to ask for that little anecdote? The past 6 years of playoffs. 7. You might as well put me out there.
But can we talk about this roster that the Clippers currently have?
Oh,
now
dude, 2017 it would have been insane.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. You've got Russ, you've got Kawhi, you've got Kenyon Martin Jr., you've got James Harden. Like this roster, this roster back in the day would be badass.
Yeah, dude, fucking 3-4 years ago, I'm like, oh damn, they're gonna win the finals.
That's right.
I thought the Clippers were gonna win the finals when
even
Kawhi went there.
Didn't even mention Paul George.
I was like,
Goddamn.
dude, Kawhi and Paul George is gonna go insane. They didn't do shit.
You know Mason Plumlee is on the Clippers? Mason fucking Plumlee, man. This is a squad. The Clippers are a squad, Scott.
I mean, duh. Like when I saw that he got traded there, and speaking of James Harden, and they tried to put up the picture of, Kawhi, Russ, and fucking the other two, and I'm just like, really? Is this what we're doing? Like, we're trying to brag about this in 2023? Like, they're all about a decade past their prime. Like, this would have been fucking hot if we did this shit in 2013. Like, there's no way that anybody gives a shit about this foursome.
Pause. I think this is like a rest management rule, like loophole that they're doing. You can't rest more than 2 stars in back-to-back games.
That's a good point.
So I think they're just gonna fucking roll. Because, dude, the Clippers, as much as I don't like to hate on the Clippers because they're the Clippers, they're probably like what? The Athletics of basketball.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on. No, you can't call them the A's of.
Like, who's the team that? Okay, better yet, the Mets.
All right, that's fair. I'll give you the Mets.
They're the Mets of basketball.
Spend the money, never get the results.
It's not even that. Like, if you could have a team from California other than the Kings win a championship, you're probably going to Clippers. They haven't won shit ever. Like, if you're forced to pick a team, you're picking the Clippers.
I'm picking the Kings.
Oh no, I said except the Kings. I'm picking the Kings too every day of the week. But
I was gonna say, I'm definitely picking the fuck.
oh yeah, I'm picking the Kings. But
wait, say that again. Okay, so you're saying
if you had to, I'm essentially asking if you had to pick the Lakers or the Clippers to win a championship, who are you picking win?
Okay, that's
pick the Clippers
because you said if you have to pick a team from California to win the championship,
except the Kings.
Except the Kings. I would go Warriors before I go Clippers.
Oh fuck,
Yep.
I forgot about
Same.
that.
Miscalculation.
Yeah.
Caesar forgot all the teams in California.
Yeah. No, it's and that's fine. Good call by you.
But so I think the Clippers just it sucks. They're the poster child, or the poster people, or the poster thingy of rest management and load management. Every time when the new rule got introduced, every thumbnail was Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
So I think this might be a thing. Because does it make them better? Yes, but does it make them better to where they're battling the Nuggets, the Lakers, even?
I was just gonna say,
No,
it doesn't
not
make them
even
championship
close.
caliber.
No, Joker's
It
still
just
gonna
means-
average a
it
fucking
just
quadruple
makes them
triple.
top 8 relevant.
Yeah, I don't even know if they get past the Grizzlies. I said the Grizzlies are missing Steven Adams. So I do think this is a thing to get around, in order to not lose as many regular season games as they would have. To like, hey, you know what? Kawhi, sit. James, go play. Don't go to strip club.
Don't go to strip club.
The other big basketball news was the NBA guys. They've finally got an official underwear partner. As Kim Kardashian's Skims is now the official underwear of
Hello. She's like, I've already fucked half the NBA. I might as well have the other half wear my underwear.
Why didn't she do this during the WNBA finals? It was literally like a month ago.
Chicks with dick don't rock her shit.
The defense concedes their point. I'm gonna take my L and go. Hey, but shout out Kim K, right? Hey, we need to make like a remastered edition.
Oh shit.
Not the video. Not the video. Not the video. We don't need a remastered edition of that. Not the video.
Nobody's making a remastered version of her homemade porn.
But more so, like, you see, if I'm her, right? I just lean into it. Like, hey, bro, yeah.
Yo, she's leaned into all of it.
Had to get railed a little bit to fucking become who I am.
Yeah,
You know,
I think she's leaned into this whole thing, dude. I don't think that's been a problem.
I'd like remaster the underwear. I'd like, oh look, it's the same design as the one I wore that made me famous. Buy it now. Imagine all the wannabe celebrities in your city, all the girls and guys, for all I care. They're gonna buy that shit like crazy. In my Kim K era, shut the fuck up, bro. Go suck your fucking boyfriend's dick outside of Applebee's because you had too many Dollaritas. Like, we don't care. I love Dollaritas though.
Dollaritas.
Hey, bro, shout out the Dollaritas.
Dollaritas taking fucking shrapnel.
No, dude, I love the Dollaritas. I love it. Shout out the Dollaritas, bro.
We might have to name this episode for a line that happens an hour and 27 minutes in where it's just shout out Dollaritas.
Oh, dude, shout out the Dollaritas. Look, every Thursday night, some of the fantasy league and I get together and watch Thursday night football, and we pound those Dollaritas, bro. I drink like 8 of those motherfuckers. How much is it? It's in the name, $1. So it's $8.
Oh my god!
I have a great time.
Oh,
Guys,
There's no disparaging the Dollarita. If you hate the Dollarita, you hate me.
this is the perfect way to get off this subject because Whitey said there's leaning, then there's power bottoming.
look.
For $1, they're fantastic, Gabe. Fantastic for $1.
It's like for $1, you can't beat it.
Hell no, bro.
All right, we're gonna wrap this show up. Before we do, I just have one thing to say on baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
This is officially the lowest rated World Series in the history.
And it's
of
been fun to
baseball.
watch.
Cool.
It's after the
We
most
won.
exciting fucking regular season
won.
in baseball we've seen ever. Now we have a World Series that nobody is watching, and they're saying it's the worst rated World Series in the history of baseball. A lot of World Series were played before the TV was invented. That's an amazing stat. That's absolutely amazing.
Bro, there's no way. It's okay. See, this is where
It's worse than the COVID World Series, Caesar.
there's no. I mean, yeah, because the Dodgers were in it. I guess you can say
Ratings
ratings wise.
wise, it's
Yeah,
worse
ratings
than
wise,
the
yes.
COVID.
But story wise, it's fire,
The story is great. The
dude.
story is
It's
great.
fun. I saw.
Nobody
like-
gives a shit about the story. Nobody's watching. It's the lowest rated World Series in the history of the World Series.
This is where I wish most people were like Mexicans. Like, look, Mexicans, like, we live in Texas, right? Most of us, a good amount of us. If the Rangers make it, chingao, somos por Rangers. Astros make it, pues chinga, mijo, put on the game. Nuestros pinches Astros are playing. We don't give a fuck. As long as there's a team in our state in the fucking championship, we become fucking fans. Unless you're like a baseball fan, right? But if you're a casual and someone in your state and you're Mexican is in the championship, you're a fan. And you're a diehard for that weekend. You're a diehard for that week and a half. And how do I know that? Because when the Rangers made in 2010, 11, and 12, or 9, whenever it might be, bro, this city might as well should have been fucking Mexican Dallas.
Oh my god, dude! That's
Everyone was in fucking Ranger blue, the powder blue, and the red.
You should be ecstatic then because the Rangers are.
Oh no! All those
Nationals
fans.
They're about to go up 3-1 in the series. Like it's pretty much a wrap.
Yeah, that's okay because Arizona they came back.
Yeah,
Phillies blew a 3-1 lead. Don't let that distract you.
So the Mexicans in Arizona that aren't big baseball fans are now baseball fans because chinga, los pinches Diamondbacks. Estamos en el campeonato, chingado. We're in the championship, mijo. Put on the fucking game. And then for the first 5 innings, you're gonna be like, a la verga, this is boring. Chinga, mijo, put it on when it's good. So you gotta show them the fucking replay of home runs. And how do I know? Because I've done this with my grandpa.
I love the idea that it's like, hey, you've got to turn this on. That we're up in our city in the first half of the game. This is boring. Tell me when it doesn't suck.
Bro, I'm telling you, like
I can only put on for my city when it's not boring.
Yeah, dude. We'll give you the rating. We're not gonna fucking watch it.
That's fucking great, dude.
I'm telling you, dude. We're Laredo itself is a very bandwagon city.
All the Rangers. To be fair, it's a baseball problem. Like, I mean, look, I'm a baseball diehard, and I said before this series, man, I hope the series is Texas versus Arizona because it's what baseball deserves. Nobody will watch that shit, and everybody will be, it'll just go on. I haven't watched a minute of it, but I'm happy, even for the sport that I love so much. Oh, it's the lowest rated? Don't give a fuck. The Phillies aren't playing. The Yankees aren't playing. I'm happy. Fuck them.
We should have put our fucking mortgage. I don't have a mortgage, but y'all do, I'm sure. Y'all should have put your mortgage or rent or whatever the fuck it might be on the Phillies to lose, like Diamondbacks money line, as soon as we saw Bryce Harper in the 76ers jersey. There's 3 things that Philly's known for, right? That stupid fucking statue of Rocky. Their fucking sandwiches, the cheesesteaks, and choking in Game 7s.
And there it is. There's the clip for the week, everybody.
Do you need me to expand on it?
Nope. That
exactly.
Is absolutely perfect, Caesar.
All I have to say is Phillies and Embiid. That's it.
That's a perfect bow. Let's talk about these beers we were drinking. Scott, what was in your mug? Would you bang it?
I was drinking Southern Tier Warlock and Pumpkin on this All Hallows Eve. I combined them, 8.6. Like, it's fucking amazing. It's the best 2 pumpkin beers on the market combined. What more can I say? God damn it! Would bang.
So jealous. I'm so jealous. Caesar, what were you drinking? Would you bang it?
So first and foremost,
just happened to your microphone.
Well, anyways, first and foremost, thank my grandpa for the hat, and then shout out McLean Construction. I hope you're still in business, but I doubt it. I drank Independence Brewing Company's Oklahoma Sucks beer. Forever fuck them. It's 10:04 p.m. on Halloween 2023, and Oklahoma still sucks.
Caesar, bad news. I'm looking right now. Actually, McLean Construction Inc. They still have a website, but it doesn't list Laredo, Texas anymore.
These fucking gentrifiers.
Killeen, Texas.
These gentrifiers.
You know
shout out Killeen. That's where HEB started.
All right, there you go. That's where McLean Construction is listed at now. Is It's clean. I was drinking
Gangers.
Zombie Dust from Three Floyds Brewing because it felt like a Halloween beer, even though it's not pumpkin. It's a Halloween theme. It's a badass IPA, old school IPA. Just fucking hit you in the mouth with some hops IPA. It's good. I'd bang the shit out of this beer. Fellas, this is a good Halloween. This is a good show. It was late. Scott, I'm not going to lie. It feels weird going on this late.
It does, but you know what though? Like the show still went fantastically. Like, I mean, still the same greatness, just an hour and a half later. All good.
It's very odd
I
to
still had
be
fun.
starting the show at the time we normally end the show. So I'm all. I feel like we got like another 2 hours left, and hey, Halloween, man. It was
Happy Halloween, bro.
fantastic costume. Caesar, I wish you would have dressed up. I don't know if you know this.
Maybe
we do
next
this
year.
on the show.
Maybe next year.
Kids.
Anyways,
Hey,
fuck Oklahoma. Fuck the Church of the Latter-day Saints. We made you our bitches.
Whoa.
BYU. BYU.
I missed
BYU,
the
BYU.
context for that.
BYU.
I knew
BYU.
what you meant.
The Church of the Latter-day Saints members at BYU.
Damn.
Fuck you. The other ones, the cool ones. The What's Inside people that cut shit in half on YouTube, they're fire. They're Mormons. We love you. So shout out the Mormons that aren't BYU students or football players.
Damn,
Appreciate you.
awkward transition. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you. Be sure to follow the show at Crafty Sports on Twitter, Instagram. Join the Facebook group. The people you see commenting on the show are in there. It's a good time. It's worth it. Go hit us up there. Sub to the YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell so that you know when we go live and when we post new stuff. Go do it. We're trying to jump the numbers, so go hit that like right now to help us out. Sub, rate, review wherever you get your podcast. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there. Go hit up all the podcasts on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. We will see you all next week at our regular time. I think Mookie's coming back. We'll see you all then. Cheers, everybody.
And if you don't like any of that, you take your black ass back to Africa.
God damn it.